Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Shiggles. I'm that guy Rickster, and he's.
Darian.
And this week we have a really good topic to discuss. But before we get into it, how has your week been?
My week's been really great. Wink, wink.
Oh, what does that mean? We're
I'm just
winking?
playing with you. I'm just playing with you. My week has been pretty good, to be honest. So
Okay.
no complaints there. How about you?
Um, to be honest, mine has been kind of like tiring, but otherwise it's been good.
Felt that.
Yeah, and then for the last 2 days, I haven't been feeling like myself, but
So who are you feeling like?
somebody else, the inner saboteur, like, I mean,
Probably.
somebody else take over the
Probably.
body. I don't know what's going on, but honestly, I just haven't been feeling like me. Like every now and then you have
That, yeah.
that moment, and you have to like dig yourself out of the doom and gloom. But to be honest, sitting down and starting to record this with you, I honestly kind of somewhat feel better already. So
Maybe you needed a friend or maybe you need a little Darian in your life. Who knows?
don't boost yourself up now. Calm down.
It's a blessing to be my friend. Let's just say this.
High praise. But
You're welcome.
anywho, with that out the way, let's get into the topic. So this week we're going to be talking. This week we're going to be discussing dating. Specifically in the gay community. Because I to be honest, I don't know a lot about the straights. So can't really
The
speak
defaults.
about them, the defaults. But I guess we can just get started and see where it takes us. So, your thoughts? What do you have to say about the dating life?
So the real question is, today, why is it so hard? Why is it so complicated to date? Like it feels as if like it's almost like a game show, like an extreme sport sort of thing to
Mm,
get to know somebody. Like what what do we think it's like this? Like what's happening, what's changed, like all of those little questions. Um
a lot of
for
people will say
me,
it's the pandemic.
um I don't think so. I do not think I do not I really do not think so. I
Okay,
mean the pan is responsible for a lot of things, but I don't
but
think it's
not
the
that.
penny. But definitely not that. Um but based on what I think though, and from my personal experience, I think it's a bunch of factors. And the biggest one for me is having access to the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Um People have access today, they have way more access to people from all over the world,
That's true.
all over their country, different communities, so it's like people have this false sense, this idea of having many options, especially when it comes to social media, with having thousands of followers, being an influencer. Those are the things kind of get to people's head that, they're the shit, so they have all these options out there.
True.
um I think that is one of the main things, per se, and because of that, people don't really work hard to maintain or like to get to know people. They treat people as like this replaceable thing. So,
Mm-hmm.
it's just like, okay, all right, I can find somebody else really quickly, because like in the past, you never had that much option. To
Yeah,
be
because
honest, you had to stick with a few around you.
social media
Yeah.
wasn't such a big thing back in the days, but I think with the rise of social media, and I mean online dating has been a thing, but now it
Which is
is.
true.
Yeah, but now it is way more accessible. Like you're walking around on with your phone, you have at least four dating apps on your phone if you're into the apps. And
Also, the social media apps are also used as
the
dating
social
apps, so
media
it's they're
apps,
not
yeah.
much different either.
Yeah, like people on Instagram finding dates and sending nudes and all these things in DMs. But I
Because funny, and I don't mean to cut you, because someone asked me, "Why is your Instagram so dry?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" You're like, "People should be inside your inbox, like trying to get with you." I'm like, "This is a social account. I just post memes and laugh." This isn't
Exactly.
Tinder. It was so crazy. But people, yeah. But
Yeah.
as you were saying,
So because of the rise of how social it is now and accessible it is now, it is easier for people to just swipe and just find someone. And I think that is why it seems as if people behave that it's so easy or you're so replaceable, right, in their lives. And not only that, I think what also makes it hard is that for the last, I want to say maybe like 5 years or so, I've noticed that people don't really want to get to know you. They just, it's all about sex. And
I'm
if
gonna
you're
get into that real quick.
right, and if you're not into having sex with them, they're not interested in getting to know you. Or the moment they do get to hook up with you, they're gone.
Bye.
Exactly. So, and I also think that people, and I keep saying people, it's very general. I mean, like some people I think are like really shallow because you could meet someone, um, and you two start talking and you think you're building this really great bond, and then next week they ghost you and you're left wondering why. Like what happened? There's no explanation, nothing to say, hey, this is what happened. Like they just up and disappear and you're like, what the hell?
Let me tell you the beauty of social media. People tell on themselves, and I used to wonder why, but from seeing how people talk and like, what they say about dating apps and like how they approach it, that taught me a lot about people and how they think about people. Reasons why they go, so reasons why, they do what they do. And there's a lot of people who literally go on dating apps as an ego boost just to say, oh, I can pull all these people. So, this help boost my confidence, but they're
Hmm.
not actually looking for anything.
That's the
And people
thing.
do this not just on the apps, they do this in real life too, where they have the term, oh, I can pull this person. And it's like once they pull this person or they get this person's attention to be like, oh, this person wants me,
They lose
it's
interest.
like, okay, yeah, game over. I already won at what I was playing. So because I see people comment these things and they say these things, it kind of taught me that a lot of people literally are just online playing games.
Yeah.
There are genuine people out there who actually wants to find something, and unfortunately they get caught up in the trap
I was
of
just about
people
to
who are playing
say
these games.
there are people out there who genuinely do want to find someone because at the end of the day, I know it's not for everyone, but most people they do want to have that significant other, that person to go home with, to do stuff with and all that. And they do have people who genuinely want that, but then they end up getting burnt so many times. It's almost like they just lose hope. I'm not saying that
Yep.
everybody this happens to them because some people are like hopeless romantics and they are just
Listen,
keep
I'm a
going.
lover. I'm a lover.
Right?
It doesn't matter what people do. I'm gonna find that person.
Yeah.
I'm still searching. Ain't nobody gonna take
But
it away
some
from me.
people they give up after all because like this keeps happening and then you start questioning what is wrong with me. What am I doing wrong? When really and truly it's
Listen,
probably not isn't really not your fault. It's the person.
listen, listen. If you're going to do this game of trying to find someone these days, you gotta be really, really mentally strong, secure in yourself to understand that. Listen, if this person ghosts me, this ain't got shit to do with me. It's definitely not me. That sounds like a them problem, their insecurities,
Mhm.
all of that. And it also, oftentimes point out like the work that people really need to do before they actually seek like a relationship, like things like, loving yourself and stuff like that, addressing your traumas, your abandonment issues, all
Yeah.
of them, your attachment style issue, all of that. But people don't do that.
But not
Let me
everyone is doing that.
which is true, but whenever things like this happen to me, because I'm a better version of myself now, be like, okay, all right, that's clearly your
Is this
problem, and I will
Darian
point out
2.0?
I will Darien 2.0 get into it, and I'll point out specifically, that person have these issues that they need to work through. I'm like, okay, maybe if it was another time in another life, but
Mhm.
not today. But at the end of the day, this ain't got shit to do with me. It ain't shit what I be doing. But I want to specifically touch on our community, per se, and our community by being, the gay community
The girls,
and the
the
dolls,
dolls.
or whatever, whatever they like to call themselves. But I realize that we are very, and especially if you live in a city like me, and for those who might not know, I live in NYC, by the way. It's very sex 101. It's all about sex.
Oh, I've
And I
noticed.
it goes back to the point that I made earlier that options. Now let me paint this pretty picture for you if you're into these things. Anybody that you want, any race, any body type, skin color, personality, you can find that 100 times in one night. So because of this idea or this availability of options in a place like this, people just want to get to the next thing. They just want to get to the next thing. They want to try all the flavors, all the colors, all the sizes,
Yeah.
every single thing. So most people here, like, they get caught up in that. They don't want a relationship. They don't want to settle down. And because of that, they eventually like trample on the actual people who are looking for something, use them, ghost them, do all of these things, trap them in these things called situationships. Which I will never use that word, because a situationship
That's
is
another
one
topic
thing to
for
one
itself.
person, which is, I mean, we'll get into that in another episode, but a situationship to one person is something, to the other person is nothing.
True.
So I will never ever say, oh, I'm in a situationship. I'm too grown for that. But to the original point, because of that, people just have sex. They just have sex. They just have sex parties, circuit clubs, orgies, cruising, all of these things. And like, I do agree that it's a part of our culture, and I appreciate it. Right? I can't like deny it. But it's just that when you live in places like with a high density of gay people, like men are just like rabbits. They just be fucking down the place, and then nobody wants a relationship.
And that's sad.
And that contributes to making it way harder for those who actually want to, because you meet someone and you're thinking, hey, this is going the way it's supposed to go, and this person's end goal was just to bust a quick nut and go home. And then you are here heartbroken and all of this shit. I'm sorry I'm laughing, but it's really devious the way people
It
do it, to be
is.
honest.
They
It's
are
cruel. It's cruel as
savages.
hell. It's savages. But that contributes is well, one of the things I realized that contributes to it.
But dating apps, let's get into it. Are you a person who's like, because I personally have never really been the type who wants to be on like a grinder or a Tinder. I've never
All
had
right,
luck
there's
with
no shame in
those.
my game here. There's no shame. I have used
No,
them.
I
No
have.
shame at
I'm
all.
not saying I've never used them. I have, but I think I haven't used them longer than maybe like a week, because after like a day or something, I'd lose
You get mad
interest.
bored.
Yes, and then I'm just like, don't. I'm not. This is not for
But
me. That's the thing.
this
It's not
but
for
this
everyone.
but this is a thing too. Again, you have to be really strong minded to operate or even use these things, because the messages that you'll get, the comments that you'll get, the ghosting that you'll get, like it's so normalized. It's like you expect it to happen.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody is going on Grinder looking for love. Like, you know what you're on there for.
You'd be shocked. You'd be shocked.
You know what you're on there for. So if you get certain messages, you
But
knew that was coming.
I mean,
But as I
you
said,
can't
it's
just
not
you
for
can't just
everyone.
single you can't just single or Grindr, though. There's apps like Tinder.
No, no, I'm just saying because that's the
There's
main
apps like
one
Hinge, but people behave the same way across the
on
board. The
all of
intention
them.
is the same. However, say for example, like on Grindr, they will get straight to the point to let you know that they want to fuck. On a Hinge, they will try to talk to you like, "Oh, I'm looking for a relationship. I'm looking for this," but the end goal is still the same. But they just mask it a little better because Hinge is a little bit more classy, more professional. And let me stop calling it Hinge because it's technically unhinged. Because the way people be acting like that, they need to be put in a psych ward like immediately and throw away the key like a straight jacket, everything.
But you see, that's something I've always had an issue with. The fact that people, you're after one thing. This person is after something else. I just don't get why people are never just honest and say, hey, this is what I want. Give me the option to decide if that's what I want to or not. Just
or
let me
not.
know. But don't have me running around for weeks. And then as soon as you get what you want, you disappear. And then after, and this is not from
Tie
like
out like
personal
goat.
experience, but then I've heard stories, I've seen depictions, I've seen stories online and stuff. But people, you get caught up and you catch feelings, and then this person just up out of nowhere just disappears because they've gotten what they wanted, but you wanted the relationship, they did not, but they didn't tell you that straight up. Just let people know this is what I want, and just let them decide if that's something they want to pursue or not.
And that's the reason why I always say, why sell lies, hopes, and dreams and fantasies to people that you know that you're not planning to live up to? Like, just be
Exactly.
honest. Because I can 100% guarantee you, people are into a lot of different shit. So you will find someone that is like, oh, yeah, I'm cool, I'm done with that. But people, they sell pipe dreams like, these people and like little girls, and they're like, oh, I want this when they know that's not what they want. And I don't understand it because like we're all adults. You can be, you know,
And I
honest with what you want.
think that's what makes it hard as well to date, especially in these days and times. That's another thing that makes it hard. The fact that people aren't being honest and upfront with what they want. Don't get me wrong, you do have some people who are very honest as to what they want, and they will let you know from day one.
People including me.
No, but that's the thing. But the thing is, let's say, for instance, say like I know you're very honest. You tell someone straight up, hey, this is what I want. And when I say this is what I want, I mean like I just want to have sex, right? But and then that person, they know deep down inside, they want more than just a casual fuck body type situation. And they're like, oh no, it's fine. When they know they don't really want that. And then they end up catching feelings and hurting themselves.
I'm really glad you said that. And it all boils down to the fact that a lot of people lack self respect. They lack self respect, they don't know their worth, all of that shit. So then they put themselves in these situations because they're hoping that this person's mind will change. And then when this person's mind doesn't change, they get mad at it. This person showed you who they were, what they wanted, what they were about. And suddenly 3 months, 6 months down the line, you're heartbroken and you're all stressed and you're confused. Like this person blatantly said to you that, yo, I don't want what you want.
If someone shows you who they are,
Believe them.
believe them.
It's crazy. And I always tell people that like if you're not having like clear conversations like with intent with this person, like if you're confused and all of that, that person doesn't like you. A person who likes you will never ever make you question if they like you or not, or this is going in the
Oh no,
right
they will
direction.
let
Mind
you
you, not
know.
some people are very deceptive. Let's not throw that out the window. But trust
Wolves
and
in
believe. If
sheep's
you're
sheep clothing.
But as I was saying, that self-respect thing, it's a huge problem. And I think I mentioned earlier that, if you're looking to date anybody, you're like, putting yourself out there, there's like certain things that you have to have: self-respect, self-worth. You got to know when to leave. You got to know when something isn't what you want. Like, don't let people string you along, because then you'll fall into this rabbit hole of it being extremely difficult for you to actually find your person.
As Kenny Rogers said, you just have to know when to hold them and when to fold them, you know?
But yeah, it's honestly a struggle. It's really hard to navigate, especially in our community, because people be like, why are you single, why are you single? I'm like,
I
girl, if
hate
you
that
ever know what was
question
going
so
on.
much.
I was like, if you ever knew what was going on this side of the fence, you'd have ran for your life.
But but the
And
thing is, I don't think it's just hard for us. I think it's hard for everyone in
everybody,
the
yeah.
dating community. Once you're in the dating world nowadays, it is hard. Some people, I guess, find it very easy, but I mean, for the majority, it's hard, and
Hello.
that's
Oh
sad.
yeah, it is. I don't know. I really don't know. Um, but also in our community as well, all of us has trauma. I think everybody has some sort of
Oh, that's
trauma,
so true.
but I think we have way more. daddy issues, mommy issues, abandonment issues. Like there's a lot of things, and these things all play out into how we approach people, how we treat people, and a lot of us like we don't take the time to discover ourselves in our adult years and like do the work so that we are healthy enough to even be thinking of dating people pitney. So it's all of those things. It's really all of those things that contributes to it being so difficult. But
True. I will agree with
you
that.
know, hopeless romantics out there, don't worry, your partner is out there. You just gotta do the work on yourself, and hopefully you find someone as equally, and emotionally available, ready for you.
Oh, that was beautiful. Look at
Please shut the
you.
fuck up.
Not you showing your soft mush side.
I don't have a soft side. I mean, I know I
You
act
do
like a
have a soft
gangster all
side.
the
Stop
time.
it.
I mean, I know I act like a gangster all the time, but no one then, it's a little, you know?
Gangster.
Yeah, a little bit gangster, a little bit hood. All right, I'm fucking with you.
I was about to say you are talking to someone who has known you for years. Gangster is not the word that would come to
But I
mind.
mean, generally, what I mean is I'm very strict and very
Yes,
hard
you
and
are.
very, I will tell you what I want, what I don't want, what I like, what I don't like, sort of thing. You will, yeah, that sort
Yeah.
of person. But yeah,
But there is someone out
I
there for everyone, and even though it's hard, just don't lose the faith. Like it's going to happen. Because I've had friends before, and they're like, "Oh, I can't find anyone," and blah blah blah. And I always say, sometimes it happens when you least expect it, when you're not
I was
even
just
looking
about to
for the
say that,
person. That's when it
and
happens.
I hate to be freaking cliche, but
But it's
it
true.
does happen like that, especially in my life. Like shit like that is when I'm not looking for it, when I don't want it.
That's when it comes around.
And I'm like, what the hell,
And that is
bro?
why,
Leave me alone.
yeah, and I think that is why you need to be open to just let things happen. I mean, we you can't have like a grand design of what you want your life to be, because it's not
also,
also going to pan out that way.
please put yourself out there. Get out of the room, put on your clothes, go somewhere, go have coffee, go to a movie, go to a concert. Be open to talking to people because sometimes we are a lot. You know, we're a little reclusive. We stay at home and we expect this person to fall on our doorsteps like in a fairy tale movie. Nah, it doesn't work like that.
In the
You got to put
words
yourself
of
out there as well.
Laganja Estranja, I feel very attacked.
No, but you have to remember that some people are extroverted, some are introverted.
That's true.
Introverts have more, more struggles because they tend to stay
It's
home
harder.
a
It's just
lot.
harder for introverts to like put themselves out there. But I get what you mean. Like if you want to really make connections and meet someone, you just have to put yourself out there. It's just something you have to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, that was that. So let's move on. Let's move on to our second segment. We're not going to take a break this time. We're just going to go straight into it. We've decided that we're going to call the second segment This Week. So then we're going to add on whatever it is we're going to talk about this week. So, for instance, this week in music, we're going to be talking about house music. And you have words.
I have a lot of words.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are going to hate me for this because I like a lot of artists, but I'm also a person who believes that you can love someone and critique them at the same time, which a lot of fans struggle to cope with because they feel like you're bringing down the artist or dragging the artist or some shit like that. But it's nobody's above critique, not even myself,
That's true.
not even dead Queen Elizabeth. Nobody's above
Not
critique.
the queen.
May her soul rest in peace. But yeah, What I specifically want to
So
talk about is the wave. Go ahead.
go ahead. I was about to ask, like, what
Uh,
exactly is it
oh,
that you have an issue with?
this wave of house music. I
Mm-hmm.
hate when people are unoriginal. When I say unoriginal, not necessarily like sampling and stuff like that, but it's like one major artist drops a song or an album in a particular genre, and then every dog and their mother starts following. So
Yeah.
it's just like then every single song you start hearing on the radio sounds the same.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the reason why I don't necessarily like it because back in the say let's say 2010s, the 2000s, the 1990s, there are hundreds of artists out, hundreds of genres, all dominated at the same time, so there's a lot of different things to listen to. For example, like in the 2000s you had that white girl rock era with people like Avril Lavigne, like Kobe Kelly, people like that, but then you still had pop music and R&B music popping off at the same time. I just feel like today, as one person drop a particular genre, everybody starts doing it. So then everything starts sounding the same.
Yeah, but I guess that's why
You
it's
know?
called pop music because it's popular. So everybody just wants to hear jump on the
Not
bandwagon of the
necessarily
train.
because 2010 pop music, they all didn't sound the
That's
same
so true.
at all.
But
They
what
all
specifically
were pop
though
music
is
but
it?
not from the same genre.
Is it okay? Is it because I know when you say house music, do you mean specifically like the ballroom culture type beats?
Type music, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Which
basically
the beef that I have with that is that not everybody's voice fits the
I was
tone of,
about to say
kya,
that
kya, 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 kya,
not
kya, kya.
everybody's voice fits it because I
And that's what
know
makes me
people
mad.
love her, but that new song Ariana Grande put out, I
Chop
think it's called Yes. I don't
and
particularly like it because
chop.
like your voice doesn't fit this genre.
It's a straight chop.
And I get she kind of like sampled Vogue as well, but Vogue was a time period. Like Vogue was what it was when it
Yeah.
was. You know, like Vogue is timeless. So you trying to somewhat sample Vogue and trying to make it your own, it kind of doesn't really fit, right? And then I think it's Meg the Stallion with that song that she did. Oh my God, what was that? Was it called
But the
Her?
reason I really don't know. I really don't know. I haven't listened to that girl in years. Um,
Oh,
but
and one
I
sec.
noticed
Don't get me wrong, people. I do listen to all of these people and I love them. Do
I
not
love
come
them
at
very
me.
much.
I'm just saying the songs that they put out, they don't really fit. Okay.
Cause I'm gonna step on a few corns right now, and I know some people will be mad. Um, but I noticed this started maybe like in I don't remember when that womanizer boy dropped his album. Um,
Who's that?
Drake.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember when he dropped that house music sounding
Wasn't it just before
album.
Renaissance?
It's before that, and I
Yeah.
was like, why is this straight man dropping house
He
music?
met some of the dolls, some of the girls, and they
I don't
they
even want to be
introduced
controversial to
him.
say that he's one of them too, but you know
Oh,
what? Let's move on. That's another yeah,
okay.
that's another conversation. But when he did it, I was just like, why the heck this straight ass man doing house music? That was mad strange to me. Um, then we saw Beyonce
Then
did it,
Renaissance came out.
and this is where it got. Initially, I hated that album. I
Mm-hmm.
hated it really bad. But after giving it some time, I realized that there are elements to the album that I like.
Mm-hmm.
I like how her voice sounds on some of the songs.
Yeah.
Like it fits the theme, maybe like he did. But I realized that some of the other songs that I like are with the features, like Big Frida, who has that element for house music.
Well, Big
The
Frida
guy
is
who did
mostly
that song,
bounce though. Big
well,
Frida does
but
bounce, you know. I know
that
what you
type
mean.
of vibe.
Yeah.
And I realized those are the songs that I mostly like. And then when I see Ariana do this now, so I'm like, all right, I guess every one of the major artists are going to be dabbling into that, and I'm just like, okay, right, I'm kind of bored. Um, it's just kind of given, let's just all jump on the train. Nobody's creating anything, unique for themselves anymore. So I still think some of the songs are nice, but for the whole trend of everybody doing it, it's a chop for me.
So
Because if I
basic
see another artist, if I see another artist does this after Ariana Grande, I'm like, all right, pack it up,
so
pack
basically
it
what
up.
you're saying is don't do it's not everything that you need to do because your voice doesn't fit it, even though you are an international
But
artist.
this is something that's common in singing.
Mm-hmm.
You will have a great artist, like say a great singer is what I want to say, like Kelly Clarkson. And this is just an example, by the way, because we know Kelly Clarkson destroy any song. But in terms of singing, sometimes a person can sing really, really well, but there are certain genres or certain songs that are a little bit more challenging, or their
Yeah.
voice doesn't have the right tone for it per se. So if they should try to, it sounds a little bit, wonky, like this person is trying really hard. But if you're a person who you can switch your voice to match different styles, and then by all means. But right now in the current generation, only a few people can do that.
Can you imagine if Adele should come out with a house album?
Yo, can you imagine like a water under the bridge with a
Oh
house
my
music
god.
song?
But didn't someone mix her and a Meg the Stallion song together?
Oh,
And
I
it
actually
actually
like that.
sound
I
really
actually like
good.
that.
But I
Actually like that. Actually like
but it's because someone went in and like edited the whole thing. That's
yeah,
why.
which is good,
But
but
can you
not.
just imagine?
But yeah,
Mm.
it's not for everybody. And I also miss. I think one of the reasons why I'm frustrated as well is because, as I mentioned, like you know, a decade ago, and it's hard for me to even really say this. That talking a decade ago, like I feel mad old. A decade, 2 decades ago, everybody was bringing something unique. They did actually take influence from each other, but it wasn't so blatant that everything sounded the same. It always existed in the same universe, but it had each person had their own individual style. And I think that is what a lot of
Music is
today's
missing
music is
right
missing
now.
right now. People are just jumping on whatever trend is happening at that particular time, which makes it annoying because everything starts sounding the same.
Funny enough, I was at the barber shop Friday. Yeah, Friday. And they had some music station on. But my barber was saying a song came on. I was like, "Oh my, I haven't heard this song in years." And my barber was like, "Yeah, they just don't make songs like this anymore. Like the even though it was hip hop and rap, like it still had like a flow to it. Like you could enjoy the music."
Yep.
He's like, "All the music, no, they're just talking about like smoking weed and murdering people. I don't like that. That's depressing." Let's go back to the days when we could enjoy music. Even and they were just even like a Will Smith. Will Smith, they say a lot of his songs were corny, but Will Smith was just having fun. But
And I think that is missing from a lot of music and the releases today. The campiness that people added to the songs, regardless of the genre, if they're black or white, um added a lot of like value
hmm
to the song. And I don't really want to sound like an old person saying that maybe it's just a nostalgia, but it's definitely declined a lot. Like I can't remember like a lot of songs that came out last year. That's a really bad thing. Like if this was like 2010, we would have been talking about the hits after hits after hits after hits that came out in 2009. Because these were all songs that existed, but
and not
they
only
sound so
that,
different.
these songs you can play them today and
It
they're still
sounds
so
fresh
good,
as
so
hell.
fresh because
Yeah.
they're timeless.
What someone said to me is that a lot of these songs, I think I saw the comment, not, no, someone didn't say to me, I think I saw a comment on Twitter that a lot of these
X.
house music songs, all right, we're not fucking doing that. But a lot of these house music songs sounds like those annoying songs you hear in the gym and you have to hurry and put your headphones on because you can't work out to that. No. If you've ever stepped foot in a gym, you know how they mix these
Oh
songs
yeah,
with
the
those trashy
EDM, the
beats. Are
instance
you like,
music.
are you like, what is this?
Yep.
But that was a funny comment though, because I'm like, imagine them saying your brand new song sounds like a gym song, and not in the good way.
Maybe
But
that's the audience. Who knows?
in a way, because most people have like headphones and shit on at the
Yeah, I
gym.
always
If you
have my
work,
earphones in or my
if
headphones
you
on.
can work out without headphones, earpods, or something, you're a special type of crazy.
I left my headphones at home one day heading to the gym and I turned back when I went home because
Same.
I'm not doing this. Cannot do
Yeah, not
this.
doing
I
that.
need my head. I
S-
left my watch to track my workout and I went to the gym and I still did my workout. Left my headphones and I went back home.
That's a different, the whole vibe we're in. So I just want to say that, I miss the originality that people had. Everyone was doing their own thing, but it was somehow all cohesive and in the same world. Like you had no one really following what others were doing per se. And if they were doing it in such a flawless way that, it didn't sound repetitive. It sounded like they took it and, make it their own.
Look
And
at
a lot
Missy
of that is missed
Elliott.
from music today. A lot of that is missing.
Yeah.
But people just be slapping a song to a rhythm, put a catchy two words so that it can go viral, because viral is a huge thing these days, but there's no much real
Essence.
artistry into it and essence into it. So like you forget the song next week because it
True.
was only hot last week. I miss when songs were hot for 6 months straight,
Or
and it's
even like
not
a
just
whole year.
a whole year, and it's not just one song. It's like multiple songs at the same time, like multiple people dominated with great hits.
Back to
We don't
Adele.
get
Look
that
at
shit
her
again.
album 21 that was on the top 100 for like almost, was it like almost 2 years or something like that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The good old
We're
days.
not we're not seeing pop stars like that again.
It's
Maybe not.
sad but
Maybe we're
true.
older.
It's just
But
maybe
yeah.
maybe the music no is just not for, and we're kind of like aging ourselves. Just not for us.
Nah. I don't think that was it, because when I was younger, I was listening to the music
From
before
my
I was
parents,
born,
yeah.
and those were really, really strong classics
And
as
you
well.
still listen to them now and you
You
still
still
like
listen to them?
them.
No. The thing is that I haven't really. There's only like a few songs like pre 2014 until now that I really find myself going back to, because the music just rapidly declined like 2014, 15, 16, somewhere thereabout.
Yeah.
Something just happened, and it's a bunch of, I don't know, nonsense. But that's that on that. I'm sorry if I stepped on every in anybody's toes based on their artist, but I did not enjoy Yes and I've only listened half of that song and I've forgotten about that song. Ariana has a really great vocal range. She can do better than that.
I've only seen clips of it. I haven't listened to the entire song. I'm just gonna be
Well,
honest. Funny. I think this is a good place to end this.
yeah.
With that said, this has been another episode of Shiggles. I'm that guy Rickster, and he's.
The ever so shady Darian. Sorry.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. But don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. And you can listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts. And we'll catch you next week. Bye.
Bye.